Hey YouTube, I've got a 6.5 Toro here to be repaired. Its engine is going. The engine's okay. It runs decent. It just runs for about half an hour and then shuts off. So the owner, I've repaired it once. The owner wants the engine replaced now. Went down to Harbor Freight and picked up a 173cc Predetor engine. It's a 6.5 horsepower Honda clone, overhead valve. They're pretty nice. I've heard nothing but good about them. There's a few things about them though. The bolt-up holes, for the engine mounting, you do have to tap it. I've got the tap right here. I'm using the original bolts from that. I took one bolt off that to match it up. So I'm going to be putting this on the Toro, and then I got to break it in. I'll do a break-in video on a different video of unboxing this engine, and yeah. Alrighty, so the engine's now on the deck. Looks really nice, actually. I think so, anyways. I'm gonna turn it this way a little bit and get some oil in it. See if she'll start now. There you go. Alright YouTube, it's done. Got the engine broken. I'm going to throw it in the shade here. A little better picture. Got the engine broken in. I've had it for longer than I ever wanted to. It's it gave me quite the run for my money with the drive pulley. Let me show you where I was having problems. So here's the drive pulley here. I can't remember exactly what that size, the shaft size on that. I think it's an inch drive pulley and adapter and everything. And I tried to take a blade adapter and chop off, the bottom half of it. That I'll have to tell you what's up with this in a minute. But I had tried to chop that off and make it work. Well, the problem was this was a little bit big. It was pinching the belt. Wasn't going to work. Too large in diameter this way. Really too large. So I got together that pulley, the pulley I just showed you, this one, and another pulley, and went down to my local high school. It's closed right now, has been for like a month or two now, but I know the welding and machining teacher, woodshop teachers, I know all the teachers there, and I'm good friends with them. I got their numbers as well. Called up my teacher and asked him, if I could use the school lathe, and he said, yeah, no problem. I'm actually going to be there tomorrow from 8 to 12. So I headed down there today, took down, that pulley for measuring. I was planning on using this pulley to work, but actually found out this pulley was going to work better. It's closer to size, didn't have to do as much machining. The thing is, though, is that pulley is had a really, really, really small shaft. I'm not turn it that way because it's going to fill that up with oil. The shaft on that is the same shaft on this, really small. That's the problem. So we put it on the lathe, took the drill to it, small, it's a 7-2 drill. It's a 7/8 shaft, but 7/8, 7/8 shaft, but we put a 7/2, I think, or something like that. I'm not good with fractions or those measurements or whatever. But we put a smaller one on there, and then machined it. Sharpened the bit up, the cutting tool. We were actually cutting with it for a little bit, and I'm like, that doesn't sound sharp to me. And he's stopped and pulled it out, and he's like, yeah, it's not sharp. So we sharpened it up, Put it back on the lathe. You know, did quite a few passes, measured it, a few more passes, measured it, a few more passes, measured it. This is very, 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 very snug on here. It's very good. Almost couldn't get it on the shaft. I mean, it's extremely snug. It's like you wouldn't get any more snug than that if you bought a pulley in that size. We measured it down to the perfect measurement. So after we machined that all down, we took this one. This one was pretty crude, and on this side it got a lot bigger. So it was 7/8 on this side, and then it went out to about this size that it is now, a little bit smaller, but it kind of rounded out. And we also machined this down. This was hacksaw mark. It was kind of sideways. I don't know if you guys remember it or if I did a video of it, but it's kind of sideways and didn't look very good. So we machined that out. Machined this out to 1 inch diameter, which is the same inch as this, but it'll make it usable for something, whether it's a project down the road or whatever. It's nice to have it. But so we got that all machined out. Didn't have to machine the inside. Everything on the inside matches and works perfectly. As you can see, the belt's not touching in there, which is an important thing. It's not. Sorry, tubers, got a call. I'm using my phone still. I need a camera. But like I was saying, it's only touching the outside walls. It's not touching the center. Center as in being, that piece in the very center there that's rusty. You can see light rust and then heavy rust in the center. It's important that it doesn't touch that. So everything's working great now. The self-propel works. Problem with this is you would start it and it would want to run away from you. Had another pulley that was doing the same thing. I can't remember what pulley that was though. I think it was just that pulley. So yeah, everything works great on it. Got the Predator engine on there. Starts up first pull every time. First or second, every single time. Start it up for you and run the self-propelled. So yeah, have a good one. See ya.